Hello, everybody, and welcome here tonight to Richmond Raceway here in the ARCS iRacing Monday Night Lightning series. We are here for week 7 at Richmond Raceway. My name is Zach. I'm here tonight with my father, Sam. How you doing tonight, Dad?
Oh, I'm awesome. I'm ready for some great racing at Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, they moved the session on us, so we are a little behind here. I'll pull up your race grid. Cody Pennell gets the pole spot here tonight with Jeremy Brialt starting in second. Trey Kirk starting in the third position with Dustin Painter on his outside in fourth. P5 goes to Alex Simkowski with Tom Sears starting on his outside in sixth. Seventh place is David Hauk with Daniel Roberts starting in the eighth position. P9 is Donald Ray with Jonathan Hohenbrink starting in the 10th position.
In the 11th spot, we got Samuel Roberts with Thomas Withers in 12th. Tracy Pennell rolling off 13th with Ken Bellamy starting 14th tonight. Ryan Pennell in the 15th spot. Michael Swink is going to start 16th. Jason Fifield 17th. And I believe that's Jacob. Elliot Longenecker's in race control tonight. Keith Durst, Stephen Doughton might be with us tonight. And Jason Alexander rounding out the field.
As we are going racing for 200 laps here tonight at Richmond, and these guys are getting ready to go.
Don't wreck my favorite nephew.
I need to turn off I thought I muted it, but I did
I
not,
won't.
so we are going to turn off
Well, I'll try not to.
voice
I'll
chat.
make it look.
Sorry about that. As these guys get ready to roll off here. Once again, Cody Pennell, your pole sitter tonight in that 28 machine. And here we go. They'll do a couple of pace laps, and we'll get going.
This is a fun track most of the time. You can get a little slippery here with the heat. Looks like we're getting about sundown, so hopefully the track will cool off. Actually, it's only 69 degrees on the track surface, so that is awesome for some grip. It's down low in the corners. You get up off the corner of car length. Although they did show yesterday, you can show some speed in 3 and 4 on the outside. It would be a lot of fun racing here.
I did some racing in NIS this week, and actually in 3 and 4, you might see them run that middle groove just because it gets a better runoff than that inside line when you get on old tires. So I definitely think we might see them move up in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, we'll see what they choose to do there. And well, we got 3 stages for y'all here tonight. First 2 stages going to be 59 laps, and then the last stage going to be 82. And the pit window going to be around 75 laps on fuel. So I imagine nobody will pit maybe in stage 1. Maybe if there's 5 or so to go and we get a caution, maybe. But other than that, I think we'll see a lot of pit stops at the end of stage 1. And of course, you're going to have to find strategy for that third one.
Yeah, I think we might see some guys who don't have a chance to win the stage come down early in that first stage to try to set themselves up for the second. Here we go.
Green flag is out here at Richmond Raceway, 200-lap event here tonight, and we are off. Jeremy Brialt, Cody Pennell racing each other for the lead into 1, and we might see that outside line work out.
Yeah, them pressed tires, he got through there really good. He is running the outside line really hot there.
Yeah, early on, I think that inside line is going to prevail. Right now, he's making it work, but as those tires grow older, I definitely think that outside line will be the place, not outside, but middle lane will be the place to be. And, well, it works out for Jeremy Brialt as he maintains that lead. And right now, Trey Kirk trying to catch Cody Pennell for second.
Yeah, them old tires, it's hard to keep it stick down there anyway, so that middle line, I think there's a little bit of better banking there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, a little bit of progressive banking, so that might help your car as well. And, man, the thing you're going to have to worry about the most is just getting off the corner there and out of turn 2. That wall, it seems like it's going to be kind of more open, but you get to that back stretch and that wall can kind of meet you once you get out of 2.
Yeah, you got a lot of room. You got a lot more room coming off of turn 4, and you can get used to that. And you forget about turn 2, and you try to take that the same way, you're going to be kissing the wall.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Cody Pennell coming back up for the lead here. We'll go on board with that 28 machine. Cody Pennell, well, I was going to, there we go. Three-time winner in this series so far, 6 weeks in. And he did miss a race as well. He missed Bristol Dirt. So 3 out of the 5 races he's ran, he's won. So an impressive season so far. And he's only, and with that information, he's only 1 point over Trey Kirk, who I believe is running right behind him. Yep, in third. So we got a tight battle for the lead going on in the points. Elliott Longenecker, who's not racing tonight either, so that'll hurt him. So 1 point in between the drivers that are right next to each other, second and third.
Yeah, and Trey Kirk keeps trying to take a peek to get up to Cody Pennell, but just doesn't know, and Cody Pennell bounces off the wall a little bit.
I looked away at the wrong time, I guess.
Yeah, that's that wall coming up to bite you. You come out of turn 2 and you give it too much, and sometimes there's nothing you can do but bounce off the wall.
You just kind of got to take what the wall's going to give you and then try not to wreck your car even more. So
yeah,
best case scenario, you're trying to think once you see you're going to hit that wall.
Yeah, you come off turn 2 and you know you're going to hit it, and you're like, no. Well, okay.
Minimize damage, basically.
Yeah.
Alex Simkowski up into the 4th spot. David Houck behind him in 5th. Trying to see. So far, pretty consistent throughout the field. Drivers who have made up a spot or two. And I imagine we'll see that number of people, making up spots throughout this race. If we can stay green here, we'll see that that number start to go up. And speaking of another thing, if we stay green, Jeremy Brialt, our leader right now in that 74 machine, is lap traffic. We're eventually going to see lap traffic if we stay green, and that's another thing of short track racing is not only racing the people around you, but racing lap traffic.
Yeah, and especially when you come up on a guy that doesn't want to be lapped.
Yeah, which is probably everybody.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for our leader, that's going to be everybody.
Well, sometimes you come up on a guy who, he's a lap or 2 down, or he's got damage and he knows, and he'll just let you go. But you got a guy running in the back who's still full power, and he's still got some decent tires, and he thinks he can hold you off. That can turn into an interesting battle.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Alex Bowman in real life. He came up on like 5 or 6 lap cars all racing each other with 2 to go in the race. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what stage of the race you're in. It's always problematic when you come up on a bunch of lap traffic. Yeah,
that's a little scary. When you come up on a lap car by himself, it's one thing, but when you come up on 3 or 4 of them racing for position, you're like, oh no, what do I do now? And it looks like Trey Kirk is taking over the 2nd spot from Cody Pennell.
Yeah, he took that away a couple laps ago. Speaking of taking away a position, Dustin Painter on that inside in the 49 machine, taking a spot away from Tom Sears. That is the 6th position. As we are 14 laps now into this one and still green flag racing.
There's a lot of good racing going on here tonight. A lot of good, patient, clean racing. It's nice to see.
Yeah, these drivers, after last week, they kind of went through a different phase this week, and they had to run at least one of the practice races throughout the week in order to actually sign up for this one. So everybody here on track, and I'm not saying those who haven't shown up didn't, but at least everyone on track that you're seeing right now at least did one test race, so they kind of knew how their car was going to feel in traffic before they joined this session.
Well, it's nice to have that.
One guy who likes how his car feels right now is Jeremy Brialt, almost a second over Trey Kirk now.
Yeah, and he's holding consistent with his line, about a couple, 2 or 3 feet up off that yellow line in the corners and hugging the wall down the straightaways, or what we would call the straightaways, one big long curve on the front stretch.
Yeah. You're on board here with Trey Kirk. See Jeremy up there, and it's staying about a second or so gap consistently. And one thing that Trey Kirk has done ever since passing Cody Pennell has been gapping him. He is now 8/10 ahead of Cody Pennell right now, so he's doing a nice job. But, sometimes when you make the pass, you're chasing that tail, that squirrel tail, or however you want to say it, and then you get past them and you're like, oh, well, now you got to run your line without looking at someone in front of you, and sometimes it can be hard to pull away, and Troy Kirk's doing a nice job at that. As everything getting pretty settled throughout the field, Dustin Painter and David Houck now racing. This is for 5th. Dustin Painter starting to move throughout the field, and I believe that's Alex Simkowski in 4th. So, man, that 49 car, he started in 4th, fell back to about 6th or 7th, but this is a pass for 4th right here. That Cheetos car looking pretty good early on.
Yeah. That's my cup car. I got the Cheetos car. But yeah, on a track like this, if you can't hold that outside line, if you prefer that inside, once somebody goes to pass you, the vultures come up, get behind them, and set you up for the pass as well. So nice little freight train starting to go by, and you're just searching for a place to get back down and get back into your line.
Yeah, right now, Alex Simkowski, Donald Ray on the outside. Donald Ray in that 14, Alex Simkowski in the 99. We were almost 3 wide there with the 30. That is Daniel Roberts. So, wow, we got 3 lines here of side-by-side racing. And Alex Simkowski really struggling on that outside, but holding on enough to try to race the 21 of David Houck, but David Houck finally makes that pass. And 3 wide behind him.
Yeah,
oh, they're going to make
Ray,
contact.
Oh, yeah. And they hold on to it down the front.
Wow.
Donald Ray came in behind Simkowski there, and Simkowski's taking that turn a little bit slower than Donald Ray. Donald Ray did a good job checking up to not run into him, but lost his momentum, and 2 cars tried to take advantage of passing him on that, but he gathered it back up and got back out in front of him.
That's one of those clinch moments right there. 3 wide, you make contact, you're about to wreck, but great job of these guys to hold on. And, you see that
again.
17. Oh, man. I think that 17 of Tracy Pinnell. Oh, no.
Oh, and they gather it up. Good job.
Oh, and they're going to make contact once again. That's the 6 of Thomas Withers. So a lot of contact, but no wrecking somehow.
Yeah, Thomas Withers come into that corner just a little too hot, slid up the track.
Yeah, you got to be very careful when you're running under somebody here. And I speaked on this a little bit earlier, or spoke about it. Samuel Roberts here in the 15. I talked about how we'll start to see some of those drivers start to make up a lot more positions as we stay green. And Samuel Roberts here started in 11th up to 5th right now. So he's up 6 spots, doing a nice job and inside the top 5 and 2.9 seconds behind Dustin Painter. But so far, nice job. And I think we got it right.
On the front stretch.
Jacob Fifield, that's the back stretch, I think. But yeah.
Or the back stretch.
You're good. Jacob Fifield was around, hit the wall, but no caution. The iRacing gods after last week said, no, no, no. No caution for you.
We're out of yellow flags.
Unfortunately, that's very unfortunate for Jacob Fifield, because not only does he have a lot of damage, but now he goes a lap down. He doesn't get a chance under yellow to fix that damage. So, yeah, he's going to be behind the 8 ball here early.
Oh, now a caution comes out.
Oh.
The caution did
I
not
see it
come
right.
out.
Oh,
yeah.
man, that's the 6 of Thomas Withers.
Thomas Withers.
They do have that caution that they know will come out at lap 59, but still, and it's still a bit unfortunate for him, because, he would have hoped that caution would have come out before he went a lap down, but it did not. We'll see what brought out the caution.
Coming out of 2, going down the straightaway, got on it too hard, got a little wiggly, and made contact with the wall.
And unfortunately,
and another driver.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
I'm going to find out.
I think that's, no, I don't think it was David Houck.
The 37 car. Ken Bellamy.
And we come back live here, and pit road is a busy place. So if we do the math,
29 plus 59
Well, we're gonna go.
is
So the
88 lap.
yeah. So the end of stage 2 is lap 118. So
I cannot make that.
yeah, we're still over 80 laps out from that. So
7 sets of tires in the pits tonight.
well, that's exactly why they're pitting right there.
That's why they're pitting. So when you got 7 sets of tires and you got a chance to go get them, especially at a track like this.
And well, the 28 of Cody Pennell, I gotta believe that car sped, or he's fixing that. No, he fixed that race eye damage. No, he's good.
Okay.
He, I said that, and then I thought to myself right after I said it, he did hit the wall in the back stretch, so he's probably just fixing that damage. And well, Trey Kirk beat Jeremy Brialt out of pit road, so he goes to the lead.
And he did get 4 tires. So nice job coming out of pit road.
Take a quick look at your schedule while we're under caution here. We have 3 races left after tonight. That's Talladega, Kansas, and Darlington. So the last 2 weeks before tonight, we've had 2 tough tracks at Bristol Dirt, Martinsville. Tonight we're at a tough Richmond Raceway, and it only stays that way as we go to Talladega Super Speedway next week for 94 laps around that 2.5-mile racetrack. And then the easiest race of the second half is, in my opinion, Kansas. We'll head there for 134. And then crown a champion with 114 laps at Darlington Raceway.
Oh, he beat Jeremy Brialt out by a nose.
Hey, doesn't matter how much, just matters that you beat him out, and he has the control in this restart.
Yeah, I went back and took a look at their pit stops, and Trey Kirk, who pit directly behind Jeremy Brialt, and they came in together, but Trey Kirk's right side went up just a tick faster than Jeremy's did, and that got him the lead off of pit road.
Yeah, you got to think if that's the case, since Jeremy Brialt led into pit road, is that Trey Kirk was a little bit faster in, and I don't mean that by speeding, just he was faster getting into his pit box than Jeremy Brialt was.
And not by much, but it got him the lead.
We are lined back up 2 by 2 here for our first restart of the race. Nice 30-lap run to begin, and when we go back racing, we'll have 25 laps to the end of stage 1, and as always, the stage winner will get 5 bonus points. So Trey Kirk, we talked about him. He came into this race 1 point behind Cody Pennell. If he can get bonus points in this race, that might propel him.
Yeah, it's always nice to get as many bonus points as you can.
Bonus points for leading as many laps, or the most laps of the race as well. And Trey Kirk holds on to the lead down the back stretch. There's Jeremy Brialt behind him in second. They hold those top 2 spots. You see behind them, there is a race for third as Samuel Roberts and Tom Sears. Samuel on the inside, Sears on the outside, and the lead has changed.
Oh, wow, he just rocketed past Trey Kirk.
Wow, I did not expect that.
I think Trey might have had a problem.
And now Trey is in danger of falling from first to third in 1 lap. And across the line, I think he was still in, no, I think Tom Sears technically was in second, but they are still racing for that position. But a lot of side-by-side racing here on this restart. And this is helping, in my opinion, our leader pull away. But Tom Sears finally in that 19 car does get clear of Trey Kirk and now has his chance at our leader.
Yeah, Trey Kirk came off of turn 4 and was almost sideways. Gathered it back up, but lost 2 positions out of it. 3 positions.
Yeah, he's lost 3 spots since the restart. So, yeah, he's struggling here early on. Maybe just better on the long run.
Yeah, cold tires coming out like that. I think he just accelerated a little too quick, wanting to get away from Jeremy Brialt, and it cost him.
Oh, David Haug makes contact with Alex Simkowski, and that's going to bring out the caution. Or should.
There it goes.
Yeah, we had seen throughout the start of this race people floating up and making a little bit of contact, and this one just wasn't savable.
It's just sometimes where you're just along for the ride.
And, well, unfortunately for that 21 car, and well, Alex Simkowski loses that rear end of that car. For that 21 car, that's going to be an EOL. He's going to have to go to the back of the field. Second caution of the race there on lap 38, 39. And Cody Pinot, who we saw pit and stay in his pit stall to fix that damage, is already up to 7th. I'm not sure where he restarted, but he's up to 7th right now. You'd have to think if he stayed in his pit stall and was fixing that damage that he would have lost at least a couple of spots.
Well, yeah.
And with that caution, see who gets that free pass. Thomas Withers. There he goes around to that 6 car. We saw him the last caution. He's now back on the lead lap. Ken Bellamy, Jacob Fifield down pit road. Just about our only takers.
Yeah, something that you and some other folks told me that I didn't believe in the beginning, but it is true. Sometimes slower is faster. Had overdrove the corner there for David Houck, and he pushed up, caused that caution. Sometimes when you back down that corner, get through the corner, and getting off the corner is more important than getting to it very fast.
Yeah, it's always dependent on the racetrack as well. And a track like this, yeah, you do not want to enter too hot, especially with someone on your outside. But in general, you just don't want to enter the turn too hot because there's just, you're going to push up the racetrack with how tight these corners are.
Oh, yeah.
And when you do that, that burns that right front up even more. And then it doesn't matter what line you run. You're going to have a worse right front than others. And there's a chance that they could be faster than you, even if you run the line that's fastest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, when I give advice like that, it is track specific. So,
well, I mean,
it's not for every track.
So, I mean, really it is. You don't want to enter too hot anywhere because it's just how you enter too hot is dependent on the racetrack, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a track like Michigan, you can stay on the gas longer, but there is still a way you can enter the track enter the turn too hot. So,
Yeah,
in
like
general,
Miami.
yeah, in general, you are right. It's just how you get into the turn too hot is dependent on the racetrack. But no, you're absolutely right. Sometimes slower is faster.
It does multiply when you're at a short track.
Yeah. Should get the one to green here. We'll see. Jeremy Brialt started this one in second, took the lead instantly, and really he's been our best car so far.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of grip out here tonight, giving us some good racing, and hope to see some more here.
Yeah, the track temp has stayed the same as we're now 43 laps in. This restart, Tom Sears going to start on the outside of the front row. Samuel Roberts, who started this one in 11th and 3rd right there. So, man, what a run for him so far into this race, and has a chance to maybe win the stage as we're going to restart with about 16 to go in the stage.
16-lap shootout. Oh, and we got a wreck on the restart.
Oh, no, Tom Sears.
Tom Sears, I don't think he went.
Wow. That happened very quickly. Did he spin his tires? Miss a shift? I'm not sure. Let's go on board here. Let's see if we can hear him miss a shift or not. Oh. I don't know how long that was on a black screen, but I apologize. I hope it wasn't.
I saw all of it.
On the stream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know what happened.
I think he started in the wrong gear.
Oh, no.
Yep.
I think he
No, he did.
I think he
spin the
went
tires.
to. I think he went to go up into third and went to first. Listen to the revs.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
he went
Yeah.
up into first.
Oh, it just peaked. Yeah.
Yeah, that is, and that's not an everyday thing, but that can be a common occurrence when you're starting in second gear, and you have an H pattern shifter, and you mean to go up into third. Sometimes you accidentally shift up into first, and well, there's nothing the guy behind you can do to avoid you at that point, because they're going and they're getting through the shifts. So that's just an unfortunate turn of events there.
A lot of times with something like that, the guy behind you, he figures it out when he hits you.
Yeah, and that's what
Not
happened
like
there.
he saw it coming.
Yeah, right. And unfortunately, Trey Kirk was the person who was behind him.
Yeah, when you're up like that, you want to be right on the guy's tail on that restart. You want to try to stay with him, try to set him up for a pass, and the last thing you're expecting is for him to downshift.
Yeah, I mean, and you can even start off of him. Say you're half a car length behind him when he misshifts. You're hitting the gas. I mean, when we saw it, he was shifting a third, so he was already up to speed pretty well. And so when you're behind somebody like that, even if you're a car length behind him, it can still be tough to avoid because it's abrupt.
Yeah, that's rough.
And Trey Kirk, who's up inside the top 5, like I said, second in points. Looking to have a good race, and well, a long way to go. So it's not like he can't have a good finish, but that is going to set him back. He's in 14th right now.
We got some big movers up front with Samuel Roberts starting second out of the 11th spot, Donald Ray from 9th to 3rd, Tracy Pinnell from 13th to 5th, Ryan Pinnell from 15th to 6th, Michael Swink from 16th to 7th, and don't look now, but Cody Pinnell from after getting his damage fixed and starting back in the field has moved his way up into 4th place. So he's coming back to the front.
Yeah, right now Stephen Downton in the 9th position. He started in 19th. He's actually our biggest mover so far. Nice run from a lot of people inside this top 10. I mean, if you look at it,
it's a lot of double digits there.
5 of our top 10 drivers started outside of the top 10. So half of our top 10 didn't start there. So 48 laps in, nice run by them. And we're going to have another restart in this stage 1. So another chance for either, obviously, for Jeremy to keep the lead and get those 5 bonus points, or a chance for somebody behind him to come up and steal those bonus points and that stage win.
Yeah, we haven't had too much racing on these tires, so they're still fresh. And we're going to have us a 9-lap shootout for this first stage.
Yes, we are. Samuel Roberts, you mentioned, up from 11th, now in 2nd. He has a chance to take the lead here. I mean, that'd be impressive to start in 11th and win the stage. It doesn't matter what track you're at.
Yes, it would.
Even at a track like Talladega next week, to start middle of the pack and win the stage. It might even be tougher there, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Brielt is off. The green flag is out.
Big jump.
Little bit of a spin from Samuel Roberts on those rear tires, but he does, for the most part, get a good jump. And there's Cody Pinnell on the 28. He is up to 3rd already after getting that right side damage fixed. He is flying.
He's smelling blood.
Samuel Roberts going to protect the inside there. You saw Cody Pinnell was going to try to go down there, but the 15 protected and holds that spot as we have 8 laps left in this stage.
Yeah, even if he's a little slower than Cody Pinnell, it's his right to take his line. You know, Cody has to figure out a way to get around him.
Yeah, absolutely. And while this is happening, Jeremy Brielt already up to about a 7/10 lead over Samuel Roberts in 2nd. So if this stays green, it's looking pretty good for that 74 machine to lock up the first stage. And as you see, and this is the great thing about iRacing, what they've done in the past year or two, is it is getting dark. They do have it to where you can start during the day and end during the night, and that's kind of what we saw here. We started this race still with the sun up, and the sun is setting right now, and we're going to see this race finish with the sun completely down.
Yeah, I like that. It just it adds another dimension to the realism of this simulation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger part really when you think about it, like the 24-hour races that they have with Daytona, Spa, all of that, Nürburgring. You know, you start in the morning, you race through the day, you race through the night. I mean, that's one of the I think that's one of the bigger reasons they brought it in was for those events, but it's you can use it in any type of racing, as we've seen here tonight. And we'll see the track temperature change along with that. We should, anyways. Right now it's still at 69 like it was at the beginning of the race, but you got to imagine when the sun is completely down, and it pretty much is, you're going to see that track temperature fall even more.
And David Houck, after having that small mistake and getting the EOL, has moved back into the top 10. He's running 10th.
Oh, yeah, that car definitely had some speed under it. Just a penalty set him back. But like you said, already up to 10th right now. And behind Daniel Roberts, who is in 9th in that yellow 30 machine ahead of him. But unfortunately for these guys, unlike NASCAR, if you finish 2nd through 10th, you don't get anything in terms of points. So all this does really is set himself up, which is still good. It sets himself up better for that second stage. And speaking of somebody trying to come back from not a penalty but a wreck, Trey Kirk in that 12th position. He's trying to find his way into the top 10, but right now making a pass for 11th on Ken Bellamy.
And we're a half a lap away from finishing off this stage.
I believe they complete the 59th lap as well, so we'll have
okay.
one lap around. Once he's coming to the start-finish line on the 59th lap, we'll see the end of the stage.
Well, you know, the new math, not my strongest point.
But that 74 machine, a second and a half over Samuel Roberts right now, so all he has to do is cruise through 3 and 4 for the stage victory. And he will do so, as that should be the end of the stage right there. Well, maybe,
They
maybe
believe
not.
they wait for the field to come through.
Okay.
And now. Oh, I guess we got one more car.
Okay. Well, we should have seen the stage end by now. There we
Yeah,
go.
there it went.
The end of stage 1 now. Jeremy Brielle, your stage 1 winner. And I imagine we'll see pit stops from everybody now so that they can make it through this second stage on fuel. And all they have to worry about, unless a caution comes out maybe halfway through, obviously, is that third stage, which is 82 laps. And like we mentioned, you can only make it 75 on fuel. So.
And I have racked my brain trying to figure out a reason why somebody would want to stay out here, but I can't find one. I believe it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I believe we'll only see lap cars stay out here.
Yeah. And Tom Sears makes a liar out of me.
Tom Sears does stay out. Interesting. He's the only one.
Well, he has...
We don't have any lap cars, actually. I apologize. Okay.
He is 17 laps from his last pit stop. He could make it to the end of the stage, but he's got 17 lap older tires. So,
Yeah, that's a
and
good
at
point.
this track, 17 laps makes a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Jeremy Brielle this time around gets out of pit road first. Cody Pinnell comes out second. But that'll be second and third on track as Tom Sears stayed out.
And looks like I believe he was running 12th. Hey, roll the dice. You had a bad shift. You made a mistake. Time to try to, what is it you always tell me? If you follow the leader, you'll always follow the leader, right?
That is, I can't think of his name now. I'm going to get his name.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't think of it right now.
Was it Dale?
No. Bothering me, though. Don't worry about me. I'll eventually figure it out.
Richard Petty?
No. I'll get
Darryl
it.
Walter.
No, you should stop guessing because you're not.
Okay.
I'll come out with it randomly at a random time whenever I actually get it.
Okay.
As this second stage will go to lap 118. So it technically not a 59 lap stage.
Yeah, we had I guess the protocol for running a stage is once the last car on the lead lap crosses the start-finish line, the stage is over. And with everybody being on the lead lap, we did have a car that was close to being lapped, and they had to wait on that one to cross the start-finish line. At least that's what Google says. And I tend to believe Google. Google is my friend.
Larry McReynolds, that's who said it.
Well,
if you follow the leader all race,
Dale.
if you follow the leader all race, all you'll do is follow the leader.
Well, now we do have a couple of cars a lap down who stayed in pits to get some damage fixed, but
oh wow, Stephen Downton, he was in 10th.
Downton and Alex Simkowski.
Yeah, Alex Simkowski as well. He was running well earlier as well. All right, well, we're going to see what happens here in this restart. Tom Sears, the 19, the only one on old tires up here. 17-lap old tires at that. See if he spins them. Got to be careful. Don't miss a shit this time because you're in front of the entire field. And he does a nice job. And speaking of spinning tires, Jeremy Brielle does.
Oh, yes,
that's going to open the door for the 28 of Cody Pinnell, but they're both behind that 19 car right now. And will Jeremy Brielle maybe set a pick on Cody Pinnell with the 19 car? We'll see.
He's going to try.
Oh, it might be the other way around.
Might be yeah. Oh, he thought about 3 wide.
Not to go 3 wide, which is probably smart. Big picture thinking right there, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Big picture. And that's going to open the door.
No, I'm not.
That's going to open the door for Cody Pinnell to, oh, no.
Oh, and he overdrove the corner a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, this is making things really tight here because, Jeremy Brielle wants to get in there and make the pass, but he just doesn't have the space to do it, and he's getting under attack from Samuel Roberts. Oh, and a little spin from Jeremy Brielle coming off of 2. Got a little fishtaily there, and he manages to get in front of Samuel Roberts.
And in front of Tom Sears as well. So now Tom Sears.
17 cars spinning in the grass.
Tracy Pinnell keeps it going. So not only now is Tom Sears on old tires, but now he's in dirty air. So that is just a multiplier right there, and that's going to make his car drive even slower than it was when he was out in the lead. There's Samuel Roberts trying to make his way around him. Behind them, the 14 of Donald Ray.
Hey, if you can manage to hold on in the top 5, top 8, you've improved your position. And by that time, you're just hoping all the other tires kind of wear out a little bit and evens up a little bit.
I don't know. I don't think 17-lap difference is going to even out very much. But
there wasn't a ton of racing, maybe 10 laps on those 17.
As he is back to 5th, and Ryan Pinnell, in the 12, looking to make a pass on him as well. And that red Menards machine.
I am focused in on his hands at the moment, and he is wheeling it a little bit. Hey, he's running 5th. Well, he was.
He was. He does have a little bit of distance, I believe, in between. There's the 18 of Michael Swink.
Well, let's see where it shakes out at the end of the stage. He has enough fuel to run the stage. He's running 6th. If we get another caution and another 20 laps, these guys are going to come get tires. He's going to be in a better position than what he was.
I will tell you, though, if Michael Swink gets to his inside, there's a train of cars behind that 18 machine. that could cause that 19 car to lose a lot of spots at once.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of cars behind him because he's been holding them up a little bit.
And I believe,
Them old
I mean,
tires.
that's up to, I believe, 13th behind him. So he better hope a caution comes out very soon.
Yeah.
Because that is Ken Bellamy in 12th right here. That kind of is the end of this line. So
Yeah, and that would, yeah.
that would put him,
Oh,
three
three
wide. Michael
Two and a
Swink,
half, anyway.
Trey Kirk. And, well, Tom Sears does do a nice job at fighting back on the outside.
Yeah. I think maybe he found a little something on them old tires outside.
I don't know.
He's
I
getting
think
a good run off the corner.
I think 3 wide maybe helped him, but yeah, he is getting a really
Oh,
nice
yeah.
run. He did get a nice run, and if he can have a good turn here, he might be able to actually clear Swink, but we'll see.
I think he's actually making the tires worse right now, but you know, hey, 16 laps in on this run. He's hoping, okay, let's get another caution about right now.
Michael Swink just seems to really be struggling on the inside right now and not able to make the pass. Trey Kirk now makes the pass on him because of that. This is all, by the way, for the 6th position.
Oh, there you go. Trey Kirk just wheeled on by him.
You know what? I bet he saw Michael Swink struggling on the inside and said, hey, let me get to the outside, and he's done. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. And that's going to
Yeah.
keep happening.
Yeah, yeah. I think Tom Sears' best bet there might have been to stay to the outside, make everybody pass him inside.
By the way, we've been looking at this, and it's been fun, but Cody Pinnell has taken the lead back away from Jeremy Brialt, but not by much.
That was some interesting racing, though.
It was. It was absolutely great racing and tight racing, but clean as well.
Yeah, a lot of patience being shown there by the drivers. Good for them.
Ryan Pinnell making a pass on
Oh.
Donald Ray. He's up 11 spots. He doesn't make the pass, so he's up 10 technically right now, but a nice run by him. He's our biggest mover right now.
Yeah, Michael Swink made the pass. Now David Houck is coming up. He's going to get one. So, hey, it was a decent roll of the dice, and just didn't work out for him so far.
If the caution can come out right now, technically he's like 2 spots ahead of where he was when the caution at the end of the stage came out. So
He was running 12th at the end of the stage there.
yeah, and
so,
he's 10th right
hey,
now.
why not?
But unfortunately for him, he's 2 spots away from falling back to that exact spot.
Well,
Now, the only, I guess, good thing here is Tracy Pinnell is the last line of cars behind him, and then he has 5.5 seconds to Jacob Fifield in 14th. So he could lose at least 1 spot in this in terms of where he was before he stayed out, but at least he won't fall back to Jacob Fifield immediately.
yeah, sometimes you roll the dice. Most times you roll the dice and it doesn't work out. But every once in a while, you get one. 3 wide behind him.
Oh, Tracy Pinnell, some contact to the wall.
Yeah.
Keeps it straight.
Well,
Some more.
yeah.
Keeps it going now. Oh, no. Tough set of corners for that 17 machine.
Yeah, it was.
That's what can happen at a short track when there's not much in between the turns. If you mess up one turn, it could lead into the next. And Michael Swink, who has waited very patiently to make this pass, finally does. He tried to make that pass 5 or 10 laps ago, and it took until now to make it, but he makes the pass. That 17 machine is loose.
Yes, it is. I think it might have something to do with the aerodynamics. I think maybe he kissed the wall once too many times.
Now Simkowski down pit road, maybe more damage to that car. And the battle for the lead, not a battle necessarily, but the length or the gap in between first and second has not really changed since we looked away from him. So Cody Pennell had to fix that right side damage, now in the lead. And Jeremy Brialt, who was an early candidate for most laps led, will have to earn it back.
I hate to stay focused in on Tom Sears, but there's been a lot of fun racing back here, so I've been watching that and watching your screen at the same time. But he took advantage of a lap car and has managed to maintain the 11th position.
Trey Kirk, who was the other part of that wreck earlier with Tom Sears, he is up to 6th. If he could make these passes here, he would be up to 4th. But he obviously has to make them first, starting with that 12 of Ryan Pennell. Trey Kirk, we mentioned it was a tough thing to happen for him to have to go to the rear of the field with that damage, because he's only 1 point behind Cody Pennell in the lead, or for the lead in the points. But he's fighting back. Tough news for him is if Cody Pennell is able to keep the lead and win the stage, that would be 5 bonus points for that car. As I think he was about to take it 3 wide, but Donald Ray did get a good enough run off. Some good racing going on here in lap 91 in the last 10 or 15 laps as well.
It's some good racing all over the track. These guys are putting on a good show tonight.
Remember, the end of the stage 2 is lap 118. So 26 laps to go. And this 14 and the 12 have been side by side for a long time, and it finally solves itself out. And now the 14 and the 24 are going to be side by side. Maybe not for long as well.
You know, nobody likes to give up, but I think Donald Ray there actually ran that high, trying to let those guys get by him, and just took a few laps for him to figure it out.
Ryan Pennell up to 4th, Trey Kirk up to 5th with those passes. Samuel Roberts, we talked about him early on, having now a quiet 3rd place run. Not racing for the lead right now, but 6.5 seconds ahead of Ryan Pennell on 4th. So we talked about him starting this one in 11th and running 3rd, and kind of in an island, so to speak. He's not too far from our leaders, but he's not really close to them, and he's obviously far ahead of Ryan Pennell. So sometimes you don't mind being on that island if you're in 3rd.
No. Sometimes you sit back here in 3rd on that island right there. Ooh. Jeremy Brault get a little sideways, and you're almost kind of content to let these two guys start battling, and maybe they mess up and you just skate right on by.
Yeah, this race for the lead at the end of the stage is going to be exciting. It's already about to be exciting, really, and we still have a little while to go. Still about.
Oh, they both get sideways coming off of 4. Jeremy Brault gets the better run.
That's going to cost Cody Pennell at least him being single file. Now he's going to have to be on the outside, and there is lap traffic in front. Lap car goes up to the wall, thankfully. And Cody Pennell holds on.
Yeah, they were both like identical, almost sideways coming off of 4.
And that's closed the door more for Samuel Roberts, both of them getting loose. You see him in that red car back there in 3rd, the 15 machine. We now have our top 3 within a second of each other. And we are about to hit lap 100, get to halfway in this race. A good first half to this race. Hopefully we can have an identical second half. But so far in this race, I think we've had, 3 cautions? So a nice run.
We've had some really nice, patient, hard, respectful racing tonight. These guys have put on a great show. Well, bad news for Alex Zimkowski, who finally made it back out on track, sent down on pit road, got some damage fixed. He's 13 laps down.
Yeah, unfortunately, not much going to happen for him in this race now.
And we are halfway.
Yes, we are. And, well, we moved back a little bit. We still got a lot of racing going on here in 6th place. That's Donald Ray, Daniel Roberts, Dustin Painter. Daniel Roberts and Dustin Painter side by side right now. Yeah, this racetrack really has provided some great side-by-side racing, and it might have to do also with the iRacing dynamic tracking. I'm not sure if Richmond is one of the tracks that was given dynamic tracking, because not every track was, but if it is, I mean, it's showing that inside line and the outside line both seem to be working. When you're racing somebody, the outside line seems to be better, but both the inside and outside lines seem to be working in this one.
Yeah, it's that's setting up for some really exciting racing. I looked over at the track temperature, and it's actually, the sun went down, the track temperature went up.
Huh.
So these guys are laying some heat down on the track.
Yeah, it went up 1 degree. Don't know how much 1 degree is going to change.
Well, I got 2.
Oh, I have 70 degrees right now.
Yeah, me too. It went down to 68.
Oh, I thought it was at 69 the whole time.
Hey, I'm the king of useless information. Come on now.
No, it's not useless. As we see here, Donald Ray holding on to that 6th spot, but it looks like Daniel Roberts wants it from him. See if he's able to do that soon. We got 13 laps left in this stage, so he's going to have to do it pretty soon if he wants to be able to take that spot away before that caution comes out. And then once again, that third stage really, since we're gonna have caution laps, it's not gonna be 75 laps, but it's gonna be closer to 75 laps than it would be if it actually was 82 laps. I'm thinking we're gonna be around 77, maybe, that stage length. That's gonna be extremely close to our 75 number, and even if we don't have a caution, someone might be able to save fuel, save somehow 2 laps of fuel. It's going to be an interesting one to see.
Yeah, somebody could think that. I could see that. Especially if we get green flag pit stops. Somebody's going to stay out and try to stretch it to the end.
Yeah. And man, this picture for the lead has not changed. Every time we go away, I think maybe someone will come up here and take the lead, or they'll be racing for it. And this top 3 are within half a second of each other now. That 3rd place you see there. So I hope it can be like this at the end of this race, because if it is, it's going to be one exciting finish.
Jeremy Baralt keeps continuing to have a little trouble coming off of 4. I think that's been hurting him in this run.
We're seeing him run that bottom line, so he's going to get a better entrance in, but a worse entrance off, especially on old tires. When you run that bottom line, it's going to be pretty loose off.
Oh, there he goes again. He almost kissed the wall a little bit, and it cost him a little bit of distance there. So he moves up. I think he might have been listening to the broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you're on those older tires and you're exiting off the bottom, it gets way looser on exit than it does if you were on the top line. And don't get me wrong, it still gets loose up there, but not as loose. But he's been running this high line, and he's almost right back to the back bumper of Cody Pinnell.
So when you're running that low line and coming back up off of that corner when you're hitting the gas, you're leaning on that right rear, right? As it wears off, that's what causes you to get a little slippery.
Yeah, and when you're on the high line, you're a little bit slower than you are on the inside line. And so that car's a little bit straighter on exit than the inside line is. Because, I mean, when you think about it, when you run that high line, it is going to be a little bit straight. Oh, Jeremy Brout gets loose. But that high line is going to exit off straighter than the inside line. And so when you're turning that wheel more left on exit on the inside line, that right rear is going to slip a little bit. As Jeremy Brout got loose, and that has opened the door here for Samuel Roberts to try to get into that 2nd position before the end of the stage. As we have 5 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line this time.
So thinking about what you said about somebody trying to stretch the fuel on this last stage, these guys are 53 laps in and wiggly. Couldn't imagine what it would be like at 70 laps.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we have green flag pit stops. We haven't really talked about that yet because we haven't had to, but it is tough here to get onto pit road on old tires under green.
I'm sure somebody will think about it.
There's David Houck going a lap down. That is your 13th position.
Oh.
And this is also another thing we really haven't talked about. This is what happens when you're at short tracks and you get long green flag runs. I mean, that's 13th place going a lap down in that 21 car. So we could possibly see the top 10 a lap down by the end of this race.
Jeremy Brault's doing everything he can just to hold on to that car and keep it from wrecking.
Oh, you saw him get even looser.
Yeah, he did that on the front stretch too.
Oh, he is burning that. I'm not even burning the right rear off. That thing is already burnt off.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, and that 15
He's
is going to get a good run.
Second.
Samuel Roberts down to the inside, but will he get a good enough run off? Honestly, I'd usually say no, but with how loose that 74 car is, he has a better chance. I mean, you see, even into the turn, he's loose.
Yeah. Every time he gets back, he gets straight down the straightaway, and he gasses on it, and the rear end wants to come out from underneath him.
I think
he's going straight.
I think we know the one person who's ready for that stage end right now.
Oh, yeah.
Other than obviously Cody Pennell, who's in the lead, and we are on lap 118. So once everybody crosses that start-finish line this time around, we'll get that caution.
Hey, Jeremy Brault's going, I got 5 sets of tires in there. I want one more. I need some more.
Honestly, I think last time they just maybe race controls thinking the other race control were going to throw the caution, and then since everyone was thinking that, no one threw it because they threw it as soon as the leader passed on lap 118 this time around. So that was one of those scenarios, yeah, where, oh, you were going to do it, right? Oh, I thought you were doing it.
Yeah, oh, you? Oh, we got 12 cars on the lead lap. Congratulations to Cody Pennell winning stage 2 and 5 bonus points.
Yeah, so we've had 2 different stage winners now. Cody Pennell wins stage 2. Jeremy Brault, your stage 1 winner, who's going to win that 3rd one.
Yeah, the most important one.
Yeah. And we are going to see pit stops here. And Tom Sears was in 12th, and he stayed on the lead lap. So didn't gain, didn't lose.
Rolled the dice, broke even.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a horrible thing. Could have been worse.
Well, hey, you got a lot of TV time.
A lot of people in that battle got that TV time. That was a great battle.
He put on a good show there, and there was some good racing.
Green flag racing, a lot of green flag racing throughout that 2nd stage. And now pit stops under the stage 2 break going into stage 3, and now we have no more scheduled cautions, so this thing could go green the rest of the way. We'll see if it does.
Did we go that whole stage caution free?
I
think maybe we had one.
Honestly,
I think we went the whole 59.
Well, not 59, but yeah, the whole 2nd stage green.
The whole 2nd stage.
Yeah, because we talked about Tom Sears staying out, and yeah, we didn't have one caution that stage. Think about it.
That is refreshing.
Yes. We won't say why specifically. That was refreshing.
We're not talking about it.
Oh, man.
It's good that we can laugh.
Yeah, we laugh now, of course. We were not laughing in the situation. Well, I guess we were, but for different reasons.
For the wrong reasons. Oh, yeah.
So, our stage 1 and stage 2 winners were different. Are we going to get a different one for stage 3? And the race winner?
I don't know. Trey Kirk made some great moves up through the field. Now he's on even tires with these guys, and he's up here. I'd watch out for him. Samuel Roberts been showing some decent speed as well. Ryan Pennell up from the 15th spot to 5th. There's a lot of good racing to come.
Absolutely. We're going to see 2 cars get the A lap back. Obviously, Alex Simkowski, I think you said he's 13 down, so he'll get a lap back here on the wave around, and that's also the 54 of Stephen Downton getting a lap back. He is right now 2 laps down, so that'll get him down to 1 lap, and if we have another caution,
Yeah,
he
he's
can try to get the free pass.
he's on 60 lap old tires too, taking that wave around.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to try to get a lap back.
Yeah.
He was not the free pass, so got to do it the hard way and take the wave around.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and you mentioned Trey Kirk. He's up to 3rd right now, so he has set himself up well for this 3rd and final stage after that wreck in the first stage.
So we're gonna have 75 laps to the end and a 75 lap fuel.
Oh, well, technically it's 76.
76.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
sorry.
going to be – no, you're fine. So
Yeah.
1 caution, and these guys are good. Green flag.
Good jump, but a little spin by Cody Pennell, but still gets a good jump.
Everybody gets up through the gears pretty well. Side by side, Trey Kirk, Jeremy Brell, but Trey Kirk loses that battle. And Stephen Downton, who took the wave round, had to go down pit road immediately, I guess. So that's going to, unfortunately, be counterintuitive for that car. So your one and 2 positions stay the same. Trey Kirk now up to 3rd. Samuel Roberts in 4th. He lost that 3rd position off of pit road, but he stays in 4th as of now. I'm gonna be interested to see what Trey Kirk has for our leaders. We saw he had pretty good speed early on, and like we mentioned, he was a part of that wreck when Tom Sears missed his gear, and so it's going to be interesting. Now that he's up here in 3rd, you restarted 3rd, so it's not like he's wasted his tires trying to get through the field. It's going to be interesting to see what he has on the long run if we have one.
And this with being a long run and 76 laps to go, the way he's running, he don't look to be pushing it. He may be thinking the long run here.
Side by side right now, Dustin Painter, Daniel Roberts. Dustin in the 49, Daniel in the 30 on the outside now falls back into 7th.
Well, if you could get these 2 to battle, and
Look
if
who's
you could
behind
sit
him.
back there and stay close.
Look who's behind Dustin Painter and Daniel Roberts.
I'm Sears. You go, man.
He's up to 9th. I mean, he was up in 2nd when he missed his gear, so it's not like he isn't a fast car. So he's another car to keep an eye on in this 3rd stage. He's on the same tires now.
If we gave out bonus points for the most TV time, Tom would get it.
Yeah, Tom. Now looking to
Jeremy
the bottom.
Brault is still loose, even on new tires.
Well, new tires you are going to, I guess. Well, they're not cold tires anymore, so yeah, he just might be fighting that loose altogether right now. Maybe that night transition, it's nighttime now. Maybe just, I don't know, a little looser since the lights have come on.
That's true.
Tom Sears loses that battle for now.
I'm looking back here at Trey Kirk. I don't see him pushing it. I see him staying in touch, staying in his position, but not pushing it, and hoping that the leader just backs up to him.
Oh, man, look at
Cody
Jeremy
Pennell
in front
is
of him.
wheeling it.
That's Jeremy Brout in front of him. Look how loose he's getting.
Yeah, Cody Pennell came off 4 and got a little loose too, so they are pushing it.
I can tell you Jeremy got looser, but yeah. I mean, I don't know if oh, you weren't looking. His whole rear end was, I mean, it looked like he was going to spin out as Trey gets loose. Let's go. Speaking of, let's go on board here, Jeremy, just to see what he's battling right now. Good off of turn 2. It seemed like this has been his issue out of 4. You saw him turn the wheel a little bit to the right, but not as much as he has been. But it does get looser out of 4. Usually it gets tight out of 2. So, yeah, you're going to see people get a little bit more loose out of 4 for a reason, and we've seen this 74 machine really wheeling this car around. There it goes again, and so does Cody.
Yeah, when you see that wheel going right and left like that, you know, he's praying at the same time. He's wheeling the car going, no, 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 no.
And if Trey Kirk can protect that right rear tire right now, I can guarantee you those guys up front are burning him off running like that. So if if he can protect that right rear, and even not him, anybody back here, if they can protect their right rear, they might be able to have something for him later into this run.
I see Trey Kirk coming into the corner. He looks like he's taking it easy. He's taking it easy off. He's letting these two burn it up, and I'd keep an eye on him. Give him another 10 laps, and he's going to be up here battling for the lead, I think.
Samuel Roberts, who lost that spot to Trey on pit road, he's starting to get closer to Trey right now. He wants that spot back. And the caution is out. We don't have to worry about fuel anymore.
Oh, man, my iRacing just went black.
Tracy Pinnell.
Cody Pinnell just blinked out, I think.
Oh, wow. Nope, there he is. He's back.
Oh, okay.
He's back. Trying to figure out who this was, but I can't find him.
He disappeared off my screen.
Yeah, he definitely did blink out, but I just saw him blink back in on the timing screen, thankfully. Oh, there it is.
17.
Tracy Pinnell.
We've seen
Tracy get really loose on the front stretch before, and well, I want to check that out. I want to check that out, but right now, I want to come back live because we are seeing our leaders stay out.
Ooh, and others come down.
So even if you stay out here, you'll be good on fuel. It's just the tires that are going to be the concern. And you should have enough sets that you shouldn't be worried about taking them here, but I'm not sure about that. How many sets are down?
And the top 5 has stayed out.
I mean, we saw Tom
20
Sears.
20-lap tires.
I mean, we saw Tom Sears fight off for a long time up inside the top 5. So now, and he was the only one who stayed out. Now, as Cody Pinnell, who's leading, he does have 4 cars in between him and fresh tires. So you might be able to hold on for longer, but I don't think for the whole entirety of the rest of the stage, if we stay green, he will.
Yeah, that could be a great move right there.
So Cody Pinnell, Jeremy Brielle, Trey Kirk, Samuel Roberts, and Daniel Roberts, I believe, are the ones who stayed out. Ryan Pinnell in 12th, or in the 12th car, and everyone behind him did pit. This is it's going to be interesting to see how this works out.
Yeah, this is setting up for good. We're probably going to have 55 laps to the finish at when we go green. 55, 56.
Around there, yeah.
I got to stop doing math.
Hey, I mean, we'll see if we get the lights off in the pace car. We shouldn't because everybody's still pitting, so we should do at least a couple more laps around. So I'd say you're about right.
I'm thinking we probably got 2 to go now.
Yeah.
Although I'm not showing it.
Well, either way, we'll have.
It must be messed up because I'm showing a caution and a white flag.
Yeah, I was showing that too. I'm not sure. So, yeah, we're going to have 5 cars on older tires, the rest of the field on new. And we're going to have at least 50 some laps to go. Specifically, not sure yet. We'll find out when we get that 1 to go.
Yeah.
If it were to come out now, we'd have 57 laps when we go back racing. The lights are off on the pace car.
1 to green.
57 when we go back racing.
What is that thing showing the white flag?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Somebody go get the flag man. He's drunk.
First 2 rows and 1 car on the 5th row, or on the 3rd row, sorry, in that 5th position on old tires. And I believe you said 5 stayed out. And so that Ryan Pinnell in the red 12 in the 3rd row on the outside will be the first on fresh tires.
Yes, and it's going to be interesting. Good jump by Cody Pinnell. And a great jump by Trey Kirk. Coming up to take that 2nd position away from Jeremy Beralder. He's going to try anyway.
We've seen that outside line work when you're side by side, though, so we'll see what happens. Trey Kirk just does not have enough real estate to come up there, and that's going to limit him on exit.
Yeah. Especially off turn 4. You exit too low off turn 4, that gets you really loose.
Old tires holding on so far. Daniel Roberts.
Kiss of the wall.
Daniel Roberts, the only one to fall outside of the top 5 on old tires. Ryan Pinnell, though, he's already made his way up to 5th. He restarted in that 6th position, so 1 spot made so far. Dustin Painter up there as well.
Kissed the wall a little bit, but Trey Kirk gets that 2nd position.
Trey Kirk up to 2nd. But here comes that 12 machine trying to make a pass on the 15 on the bottom. And it looks like he's going to make it fairly easy going into 1. And he does. So Ryan Pinnell and those fresh tires up to 4th. And they're battling for 2nd. That's going to help him even more. That's going to slow those cars down and help him get up next to him.
Oh, he is a moving.
Dustin Painter, he gets loose. Dustin Painter behind him, he's on fresh tires. So Ryan Pinnell cannot have a slip up, because if he does, Dustin Painter on the same set of tires can make a pass on him.
And the way Jeremy's been getting loose off of 4, if he does that again, he's going to lose that spot.
Ryan Pinnell looks to the inside, but I really think that outside line, even on older tires, is what kind of saves you if you're on older tires. And it's unfortunate for these drivers that stayed out. Ryan Pinnell smoked him a little bit. As Cody Pinnell, the leader who stayed out, these fresh tires have to battle through 4 cars to get to him. So that helps him out, because their tires will be at least a little bit more worn out by the time if they do get to him. But we're seeing Ryan Pinnell right now.
Oh, we got a wreck on the back.
Samuel Roberts around the 15. Tom Sears is in it, and his motor is done. So is Samuel Robertson. Oh, Alex Simkowski.
Oh.
Not paying attention, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what Alex was thinking there, but, I mean, that 15 car was sitting there for a while. Let's go find out what happened here. 15 hits the wall. Tom Sears nowhere to go. Big damage. And you're going to see on the end of this here. Alex just. Oh yeah, Alex just did not slow down at all.
No.
I was hoping. Didn't help him. I mean, I was hoping it was the smoke, but he didn't even try to slow down there. That's also going to hurt you. Let's go take a point of his point of view.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Let's see what it looked like out of his cockpit.
I mean, he slowed down. Then he got back on the gas, and.
Oh yeah, he didn't see it.
Well, his car's already beaten and bruising, bruised.
Yeah.
So.
And we got our leaders in pit road.
Yeah, not a bad choice. Everyone who was on the lead lap pit there, so
Ooh,
nobody stayed out.
14 of Donald Ray, I believe, took right side.
Yeah, he's up to 2nd right now. If he was one of the drivers who pit last time, not a bad call at all. In my opinion, if you had taken 4 tires the last time around, 2 tires to get yourself some positions is not a bad call at all.
No.
That puts him up into 2nd.
Yeah.
Cody Pinnell retains the lead.
Yeah, I'll watch this pit stop. Yeah, he took right sides only.
We are now 47 laps out from the end of this race. Everyone's good on fuel. All they got to worry about is tires if another caution comes out.
And we saw 40 laps, 40 and 45 lap old tires being a little slippery. So I'm kind of hoping it goes green to the end, because I'd like to see these guys wheel it and sliding around, because you know it's going to put them close and be some exciting racing at the end.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, is if you do go on a 44, 45 lap run to the end, and you're fighting for even just a position, not even for the win. If you're just fighting for a position, you have to drive hard, and it's hard to drive hard. It's difficult to drive hard when you're running on old tires.
Yes, it is. Now we have 10 cars on the lead lap. And everybody on the lead lap did pit.
But not everybody took 4 tires.
But not everybody took 4. And it looked like Donald Ray, according to my clocks here, Donald Ray was the only one who took 2.
Like I said, if he didn't pit the time before, then I don't like the call. But if he did, then those left side tires aren't going to be worn out at all. And those right side tires are going to be a lot more important, and he got those changed.
It's I think it's a good roll of the dice. It may or may not be. Odds are against you, but sometimes it works out.
Can you check how many times he's pit compared to our leader?
Do not have that information.
Okay. I'll this isn't always the most accurate thing, but I'll try it out. Pit stop, lap. Ray did pit that last time around.
Yes, he did.
So those left side tires not going to be too bad on that car. Cody Pinnell is off. The green flag is out. Cody Pinnell, a really good jump, and that leaves Trey Kirk and Donald Ray racing for second. And Jeremy Brielle right behind him in fourth, trying to also make a pass with Trey Kirk. But we've seen that outside line.
Oh, Donald Ray just floats that thing up to the top.
We've seen that outside line work really well when you're racing somebody.
He managed to diamond that corner and stay in contention for second. That is awesome.
I also think that Trey Kirk maybe gave him a little break. He could have slid up in front of him. But maybe too early to do that. If it's later in the run, I think he slides up in front of him. Oh, and we're 3 wide.
Cody Pinnell is sideways, going into the grass. Caution is out.
Wow, big break for the 28, though, that a caution came out.
Yeah.
Caution doesn't come out.
That would be a caution.
Yeah, if a caution doesn't come out, his contention for the lead is over. So that's going to give him a chance to try to win this race still. But he's going to be a little bit further back in the top 10.
And I believe
he just gets loose.
Not sure. Don't take my word for it, but I believe that's going to cause him to get an EOL.
Yeah, it will. Self-spin brings out a caution that you will, so he has to start at the end of the field. And watch this jump his car does. I don't think he got damaged.
Yeah,
but
right there.
Whoop.
Whoa.
It's a little scary. I think we need an onboard with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, oh, and Donald Ray goes down pit road. Oh, no, he doesn't. He just blinked. Never mind. He just blinked.
Donald Ray is our leader, ladies and gentlemen.
It does a nice job at saving it, by the way.
Yes, he does.
Probably very scary in there. I'm really surprised.
Now would be a good time to go get another set of tires. You're going to get the EOL. You're going to be in the back anyway. You have nothing to lose. Come down, get 4 more fresh tires just in case that little trip and that little hop may have damaged something.
So I didn't know if that, as much as I broadcasted, I forgot if they had quick repairs or not, and they do, because Samuel Roberts has a clean car, and he was just blown up a couple cautions ago.
Apparently they do. Yeah.
But he's going to get his lap back and be in 11th. Obviously, he's going to be at the end of the line with Cody because he gets the free pass, but he is back on the lead lap.
I had assumed that they did not. And
See, I had assumed they did just because of our other Cup Series, but I probably
Yeah.
should have thought about it a little bit more.
yeah. Yeah, I forgot to look at the beginning of the race.
Ah,
Well,
for
we know
some
they have
reason.
at least one.
Why
And
is...
of course, Cody did not take my advice. He did not go down pit road. So.
For some reason, the graphics not showing up on the screen. We're going to have to try to fix this. Sorry about that, folks. Didn't know that they weren't showing up.
What's that?
The graphics not showing up on the OBS. Didn't know that was happening. My bad. I don't know how long it's been. Don't mind that OBS thing. It'll go away eventually. Huh. Oh, there we
Well,
go.
there you go.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. Don't know why that messed up, but we're back with the graphics.
I did not think about it because I can see the ticker. So
We're going to come over. Oh, it's working on this one now. Okay. Well, there we go. At least we got it back on screen.
welcome to live television.
Hopefully it didn't. Hopefully it wasn't lasting too or happening for too long.
Well, you are lead commentator, producer, director.
It was working on lap 158. So
Okay. Good job.
sorry about cutting you off.
That's okay. I was just complimenting you. I'll stop now.
Oh, okay. No, keep going. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
We got 1 to green. The lights are off on the pace car. And
Donald Ray gonna
Donald
be the
Ray.
control car. Troy Kirk in third, Jeremy Briault in second, and Dustin Painter starting in fourth with Ryan Pinnell, still our biggest mover now, in fifth. He started this one 15th.
so 35 laps to go. 35 lap
37.
shootout. Time to go get her, boys.
Pretty sure it's 37, but we won't remark on your math. That's okay.
37. Well, I ain't been right yet. Why start now?
As we're back to racing
Oh,
here,
Trey
Donald
Kirk.
Ray. Wow.
Trey Kirk with a good run through 1 and 2.
Yeah,
But-
we've seen Trey Kirk kind of struggle on the inside when trying to make a pass, but he made a pass on Jeremy and now trying to make a pass for the lead.
Oh, and he got a little wiggly coming down the front stretch. Oh, we got another spinner into the grass in the front stretch.
Ken
And
Bellamy.
that brings out the caution.
Ken Bellamy was around, and I believe he made contact to the inside wall.
Ooh, and that's going to give Trey Kirk the outside position on this start. So Donald Ray is going to need a really good start to pull away from him. Because Trey Kirk on the outside, I believe, is at least going to get up there and make it pretty racy if Donald Ray can't get away from him.
Ken Bellamy gets loose on the front stretch, hits the wall, gets hit. I believe that was, well, it looked like the 30, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
30 makes some
30.
contact. That's Daniel Roberts. And, yeah, these cautions have been a little surprising to me, not going to lie. He was on the infield, so usually that doesn't bring out a caution.
Well, that's 2 infield spins in a row that have brought out a caution. I believe maybe the contact on track was what brought out the caution.
Well, if
Hey, I'll
contact on track brought out a caution, we'd have a caution just for
No.
anything. So
Just throwing something up against the wall and see if it sticks.
see if it sticks.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, watch Rebels Racing Network next Saturday night. We're going to be broadcasting the original Rebels Racing League from Talladega.
Gonna be a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
And well, we might be a little irritated on broadcast because most likely the race that day is going to be rained out. So we might be a little frustrated.
The bad news is rain called on Saturday, but the good news would be we'd get 2 races on Sunday.
Wouldn't it maybe be 3 because they have to get that Is the ARCA race on Friday or Saturday? It's on Saturday, right?
On
It's supposed to be
Friday.
a doubleheader.
Oh no, it's on Saturday. Yeah.
So we might get 3 races
Ooh.
on Sunday, but we'll have to show up to the track early for that ARCA
Yeah,
race.
that means we got to wake up early.
Yeah, because they're going to have that ARCA race probably at what, like 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock?
Saturday night at Talladega does not bode well for getting up early on Sunday
No,
morning.
it doesn't. Not at all. We might just have to show up to the Xfinity Cup. We might not have to worry about ARCA.
Might not have to go to bed.
I don't know. The ARCA race is never usually that entertaining anyway, so I would know because I saw it at Daytona, and they had a 1-lap shootout instead of green, white, checkered because they're weird. So, yeah, maybe we don't even have to show up for that.
We make that call when they set the schedule.
Well, we'll see if it even rains at the track. We'll see what happens. But
hey, if you're going to be down at, if any of our watchers are going to be at Talladega next week, just to mention, we're going to be at the Shady Oaks Campground. It's a really nice place if you're looking for a place to camp. It's a little bit away from the track. They have a shuttle that takes you to the track shuttle, that takes you to turn 4, and after the race, the track shuttle brings you back to their shuttle, and they shuttle you back to the campground. So a lot less walking involved, and I like that.
Although you'd have to walk down that big front stretch from turn 4 to seats.
Yeah, but okay, so we take 3/4 of the walking out of it. But if you're down that way and you want to wander over to the Shady Oaks Campground and say hi, we're going to have some original Rebels Racing League koozies to give away. So come get you one. Say hi.
For $1, you can get a Rebels Racing Network koozie.
Oh, now yeah. All right. Lights are out. Getting ready to go green again. It's
enough about Talladega. Let's go Richmond Racing again.
Let's go Richmond Racing. It's time to go get her, boys. Well, another half a lap it will be anyway.
Donald Ray took 2 tires the last time around, so see if that works out for him for the next 30 laps when we go back racing.
Now it's time to go get her, boys.
Patrol car is that 14 machine. He can go whenever. And he is off a great jump and not a great jump for Trey Kirk.
I think Trey started to go, and when he backed off of it, that's when Donald Ray decided to go. That was a great move.
Jeremy Brialt got a good jump, and that clears him for second. And he's going for the lead.
Oh, yeah. Donald Ray's really been working that second line, though. He's holding tough there.
How long can he hold on, though, with these 2 older tires? It may be the left side tires, but they are older than these other cars. And Trey Kirk gets loose. This is going to be one heck of a race for the lead down the stretch.
Yeah, with Donald Ray running tough on that outside, like you said before, you can get a great run through the corner, but if you don't have room to come out to the wall, it's going to hold you up.
Yeah, that's what really makes it difficult to pass on the inside, even on 2 fresher tires, is you mentioned it, spot on, is that you just cannot. Oh, and they make contact, and they're both wrecking. And that's going to bring out a caution if we're being consistent here.
There it is.
Let's say we may not be consistent, and it won't, but if we are, and man, our front 2 get together, and it looked like both of them got loose.
Yeah, that started with Donald Ray getting loose and making a little contact with Jeremy Brialt, which got him loose, and then they both started spinning sideways.
You know what? I figured out what that black screen was. I do not have my USB plugged in, and so when I go to my replay photo is off of the USB stick, and I haven't had it plugged in.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. There you go, folks. Now it's not a black screen. It says Rebels Rewind. That's what I've been aiming for this race. Is when it goes to black screen, it was supposed to say that. All right, let's check out the wreck here. And that puts Trey Kirk in the lead. But let's first find out what happens.
Oh, no. Jeremy Brialt got up a little bit into Donald Ray.
It looked like, so Jeremy Brialt came up, and then actually the 14 got loose and came down on just a tiny bit. So I'd say that's a racing incident.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know if it was netcode, but it was definitely a racing incident.
I don't see any fault there. Two
No.
guys going for the same real estate.
Yeah, it wasn't netcode, but it was just a racing incident. I don't think I could blame fault because one gets loose and one comes up into the other. Yeah.
Yeah, but that does bring Donald Ray and Jeremy Brault down pit road.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. A lot of damage to both of those cars, probably.
And look who is taking the lead. Trey Kirk with Ryan Pinnell behind him. Dustin Painter. Ryan Pinnell, your biggest mover, up from 15th to 2nd.
It's going to be interesting to see if I don't know who's led the most laps. If it's Cody Pinnell, then he'll lead. If he doesn't win this race, Cody Pinnell would still lead in the points after this one, I believe, if he did lead the most laps, because then he would have 10 bonus points. But if he didn't, and say it goes to Jeremy Brault, then we might see if Trey Kirk is able to win this race, we might see him move into the points lead.
Wow.
So a
lot laying on these last 30 laps, 20 laps.
Yeah, and after tonight, only 3 weeks left. So setting yourself up in the points lead with 3 weeks left is very important. It's going to be fun, first of all, to see how this one ends, and then to see who attains or retains the points lead after tonight.
And don't look down, but running in 4th, Cody Pinnell.
We're not surprised, right?
No, we're not surprised. Just thought I'd point it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, no surprise to see that 28 car fight back into the top 5 after spinning out.
You're going to have Cody and Ryan Pinnell running right together there on that outside line. Michael Swink in 5th, up from 16th spot. Great run from him. Jason Fifield, who was involved in an incident earlier, started 17th, is up to 9th. So Jeremy Brault, that little incident there has put him back in 10th. So he's going to restart 10th, and let's see what he can do with that.
Absolutely. Well, I was trying to find something, but I couldn't find it. All right, so we're lights off on the pace car. 21 laps to go when we go back racing. And hopefully we can have 21 lap shootout.
Yeah, it looks like race control saw the same thing we did, with that just being a racing incident, and no EOLs appear to be given out.
Ryan Pinnell, if he can get a nice jump in that 12 car up on the high line and at least stay to Trey Kirk's quarter panel or even with him, that outside line has been better in terms of racing.
Yeah, I am wrong. Donald Ray was given EOL. Nice start from Trey Kirk.
Yeah, great jump from Trey Kirk. Keeps him out in the lead. Ryan Pinnell keeps second. And Cody Pinnell on the outside of Dustin Painter for third. And he makes the pass. Now clears for third place. And we'll have to work on Ryan Pinnell for second. They are family, so we'll see how well this battle goes.
Yeah. You know, Cody's. Oh, and he gets a little loose. He got down on that inside line, touched the line, and made him loose, but managed to hang on for second.
I mean, if you think about it, Cody Pinnell, I think he had to have pit, right? I mean, if you start at the end of the field because you spun out, I imagine he pit. If he didn't, then I'll be wrong. But if he did pit, he's on fresher tires than these guys right now. Maybe not too much of fresher tires, but technically he does have fresher rubber.
Cody is on the same pit cycle as Trey Kirk and everybody around him in the top 5.
Side by side right now, Jeremy Brault and Michael Swink. So Jeremy Brault, since he didn't get the EOL, running in 5th now. Donald Ray is down pit road right now. So not sure.
He must have got some serious damage, or he was handed an EOL, and I don't think he served it, so I think maybe he was given a pass through.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Trey Kirk out in the lead, half a second lead over Cody Pinnell with 17 to go. And I mean, this race has to end like this, right? You have your second place points runner in first, your first runner in the points running in the second position right now. I mean, when you're close to somebody in points, you're usually always going to find yourself around them, and we are right now with first and second.
Seems like every race I get into, I always get around the same people, so it's like a magnet.
And Jeremy Brialt, who no doubt is on different tires than these drivers after that wreck, is up to fourth.
Oh, he's moving. He's going to be third here in a moment.
See how well he makes that inside work. Yeah, if he's able to make this pass on the inside at a 4 or even into 1. Oh, and he gets loose.
Ooh.
And he was about a couple inches from his car turning left even more and spinning out.
Yeah, he does not like turn 4 at all tonight.
And he was probably going to have that third spot if he doesn't get loose there, so that's going to make this even tougher, and he's going to have to spend more laps on this third position, and that means less laps on trying to catch first and second.
Oh, and he had enough room to make that slide up, and that helped him there.
He's going to have 13 laps to try to catch up to Cody Pennell and Trey Kirk, but catching and passing going to be tough.
Ooh, big dive in from Cody Pennell. And Jeremy Brialt sitting back there wanting these two to start battling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cody Pennell is sending it into the corners.
And Jeremy Brialt has closed that distance already. I mean, it was just, what, like a second gap in between him and Cody?
Yeah.
It's already about a half a second now.
His tires are 24 laps pressure, so it's starting to show.
I've seen it before. Sometimes wrecking, as long as you don't get an EOL, obviously, wrecking can sometimes work out for a driver. And it's working out for Jeremy. I mean, he's on fresher tires, and he is running these guys down, and he's already in the picture with 11 laps coming to 10 laps to go.
He's definitely recovered well. 10 to go.
I think if we stay green, Jeremy Brialt is winning this race. I'm just calling it right now.
I think if it stays green, we're going to have one heck of a finish.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. I agree there. Side by side for the lead right now. Exactly what you said he wanted, but he's stuck behind him right now. We'll see if he maybe takes him 3 wide, but he gets loose. Cody Pennell on the inside in the 28. Trey Kirk in the 24 on the outside, battling for the lead with 9 laps to go here at Richmond Raceway. It's been a great one so far, and it looks like we're setting up for a great finish as well.
Yeah, this is what I said earlier about a couple of drivers that dove it down in deep on the lead. I think staying on that outside line helps you. Make these guys run deep and try to get by you, because on the exit of the corner, they're not able to get a good exit.
Jeremy Brialt to the inside of Cody Pennell. Not clear yet. He needs to make this pass as soon as possible so he can have as much time as he can to try to work on our leader, but Cody Pennell not going to make it easy.
No, he's taking advantage of that outside line, too.
Oh no.
Jeremy Brialt loose. Nice save.
Wow. He is driving.
Oh, now he's loose again. He was sideways.
Wow.
Sideways again.
He is driving the tires off of this thing right now.
It's like he's the only one out here dirt tracking it. He's on a dirt race, and everybody else is on asphalt.
That's going to hurt him, though. I mean, we laughed about it, but
did.
that's going to hurt him. He's now back in third, and 6 laps to go. That's not very much time. Trey Kirk running that third lane up. And that opens the door. Cody Pennell not able to get to his inside, but that's going to open the door at least. And Jeremy Brialt to the outside. That's where you want to be when you're trying to make a pass, so that's going to make it easy for him.
Oh, and Cody Pennell a little loose there. That inside coming at, getting too low on that exit. Get your car loose. Here we go again for the lead.
Yeah, so Trey Kirk ran the outside line. That opened the door for Cody Pennell, but then Cody got loose going to the inside, and that opened the door for Jeremy Brialt. So a lot of stuff happening on just a couple of corners there. And we're down to 4 laps to go. Jeremy Brialt on fresher tires in that 74 car. He does not have very much time, though, to try to make a pass for the lead. Here he goes to the inside.
Trey Kirk's doing what I think he should do. Stay to that outside line. I don't think they can pass him on the inside without sliding up into him and wrecking him.
See, I agree, but don't run it too prematurely. You want to keep these guys in dirty air, you know? So
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you run it, keep them in dirty air, but if they are close, maybe run that high line. But Jeremy Brialt,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
wow.
I'm holding my breath.
With how fresh Jeremy Brialt's tires are, he's able to dive in on that inside line more than somebody who's on the same tires as Trey Kirk. So I agree that he should run that high line, but Jeremy Brialt has the option at diving it into the turn a little bit deeper on those fresher tires.
Yeah, 2 to go. I think on that last corner, I think he was trying to set up a pick with that lap car. Oh, Trey Kirk, I think he made a mistake, got up too high. No, he's recovering well. They're still side by side.
We are coming to the white flag side by side for the lead. Will we be out of turn 4? Yes, we are. Side by side, almost even across the start-finish line to collect the white flag. 1 lap to go. That might be it.
Oh,
Jeremy Brialt clear. Oh, and he gets loose. We're going to be side by side into 3 and 4 for the final time. Trey Kirk on the outside, Jeremy Brialt on the inside. Out of turn 4, Trey Kirk hits the wall. They hit. And Trey Kirk wins the race. Wow.
Oh, my Lord.
They wreck across the start-finish line. And thankfully for both of them, they didn't cost each other. Cody Pennell was not close enough to take advantage of it.
Oh.
Wow. And Trey Kirk doesn't even
finish.
Trey Kirk, I don't know if he knows he's won because he didn't even stay on track to do burnouts. I don't know if he had a motor to do burnouts. Wow.
That was amazing. That was definitely erases anything that might have happened in the past. This was a very fun, competitive, exciting race. Took all and to watch.
That was a fantastic finish between Trey Kirk and Jeremy Brialt. Obviously, you'd think both of them would have liked to not wreck across the start-finish line, but regardless, I think it was a great finish.
Yes, it was.
And so I imagine neither of them should get a black flag because technically you only get an EOL if it brings out a caution.
Yeah, that was a racing incident. That was a racing incident and a great finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Trey Kirk wins. Jeremy Brialt second. Cody Pennell third. And we'll wait for them to get in here. All right, we got Trey Kirk in here now. Hey, Trey, it's Zach and Sam in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I said first of all, congratulations on the win. And I said just before you got in here that obviously you two would have liked to not wreck across the start-finish line, but still, it was a great finish. You two were running hard there those last 3 or 4 laps. Take us through it.
Yeah, I was on old tires. Jeremy had, but I guess about 20 lap new tires after he got in that wreck. And all I had to do was just hold the top down and keep him pinned down on the bottom. And I somehow did it and hung on. Really didn't hang on long enough. I just bounced off the wall and got back into him, and we crashed across the finish line. I somehow ended up nose in front of him.
Well, Trey, that was an exciting finish, probably the most exciting finish we broadcast all year. I'm glad you were listening to me because earlier on I'm like, man, if he goes down to the bottom line, he needs to stay on that second line and just make them pass them down low. But I saw you a couple of times on them last few laps get up into them marbles up there. Did you think it was going to be second place there?
Yeah, a couple times I did. I thought I was gonna knock the wall down either last lap or 2 to go, but I kept it off the wall and got a pretty good run and kept Jeremy under me. And coming down the front straightaway, I guess he got loose and I got into the back of him a little bit and got back to the outside of him.
Yeah, that was very exciting. We were jumping around in the booth. So congratulations on the win. You got any shout outs for us?
Yeah, you guys for streaming this thing. ARCS for putting this series on every Monday. Team Sideswipe, and I guess that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Congratulations. We'll talk to you again.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to Jeremy Brialt, our second place finisher. Jeremy, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man. Well, obviously you would have liked to slide across the line there in the first spot instead of second, but still, fantastic finish there. Great run, especially seeing as that wreck late in the race. You had to start back, I believe, restart 10th. Take us through. You were on fresher tires. Take us through your mindset as you were trying to battle through the top 10.
I was pissed off. I was like, shit, I had it, and sorry, I had it, and then we got in that wreck, and then I thought we were done. Like I honestly thought we were done, and then we put the 4 tires on there. I saw that we didn't have very much damage in the pit, so I just on the restart I was angry. I was driving as hard as I could to get through everybody, and then when I got to the top 2, I was like, this is it. It's gonna happen. And then I got around Cody, and then it was just me and Trey, and I was that lap car. I don't know who that was, but he kind of got in the way, and I let off to let Trey go back by because I didn't want the lap car to decide the finish. So we went around those other 2 times, and then it came down, and I came off the corner completely sideways, and I slammed him, and then that was it. It was the awesome finish that you guys saw.
Yeah, Jeremy, like I said to Trey, that probably the most exciting race we broadcast all year. I noticed you had a little trouble with turn 4 tonight. I bet you'd like to be able to take some of those spins back because you were running really hard. And then it seemed like the more ground you gained and then coming off turn 4, getting a little sideways cost you a bit.
Yeah, it was every time I would gain up in turn 1 and 2 during that long run with me and Cody. I would just gain time in 1 and 2, and then off at 3 and 4. He had the drive off, and then that was it. But if they just put some PJ1 around that would have been fun.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, you guys ran a great race tonight. Very respectful, some patience, and some great sending it there at the end. And that was an awesome finish. You got any shout outs for us?
Yeah, I'd like to thank John Smeal and Smeal Racing Designs again. They're on board every week, so it's nice to have them on board. Thank my friends out there, Emrite, ADR, Airship, and all those guys. Those guys support me every week, so those are my guys.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations on your second place finish. And we'll talk to you again.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. Those were your 2 in that fantastic finish, and we'll talk to our third place finisher here tonight, Cody Pinnell. Cody, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Zach.
Hey, great race tonight, man. It was for you. I mean, it was kind of all over the place. You led laps. You had to go to the after spinning out. You had to go to the back of the lead lap cars, or I don't know if you got an EOL. But it was still a great finish for you to finish third. Take us through it.
Yeah, there in the very beginning, I had brushed the wall trying to get back by Jeremy after he'd passed me for the lead. And during that first pit stop, had decided to just stay on pit road until all my optional repairs were done. And that put me at the back of the pack, and I had battled my way back. And then, yeah, like you said, late in the race, I spun it coming off of turn 4, which was just my Achilles heel all night. The car never felt like it was up under me. And it finally bit me there. Luckily, I was able to battle back to the front, and my focus was 110% on Trey Kurt. And then I look up, and Jeremy's coming with a full head of steam in the rearview mirror. And, it was on from there. Pretty classic finish. I'm proud of all these guys in ARCS for doing a complete 180 from last week and putting on a great show tonight.
Well, this was a fantastic show. Like I've said before, about the most exciting race we've done all year. And if it makes you feel any better, nobody else liked turn 4 either. Um, was you? Did your eyes open a little bit when you saw them 2 wrecking, thinking you might be able to squeak by and get the win there?
Yeah, actually, it probably went a little unnoticed, but me sliding across the finish line there, as soon as I saw them wrecking, I cut it left to maybe try and get up under them and beat them to the start and finish line, and the car just, once again, turn 4, it broke loose and sent me spinning.
Well, it was an exciting race tonight. You guys put on a great show. You got any shout outs for us?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Garland Roberts Trucking, ARCS, Ryan Pinnell, Elliot Longenecker, Keith, everybody that helps us put this on. Like I said again, I'm really proud of these guys and how we were able to put on this race tonight. And hopefully we'll only get better from here. And thank you guys also for putting on a great broadcast every week.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Congratulations on the third place finish, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Thank you guys.
So real quick before we go through our wrapping it up, I'd like to go. I'm not sure if we'll be able to because everybody's out of the server, but I want to try to go back and look at that finish if we're able to. Just one more time before we head out of here. If we're able to or not.
I think maybe we will.
I'm going back pretty far here, and I'm not seeing anything.
Well,
I
we
feel
have
like
been
I'd
on
be seeing
for
cars.
a little while.
We have, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like I would have saw cars. Here, while I do this, I'll let you take us through your last thoughts.
Like was said before, total 180 from last week. Great race, exciting finish. Respectful, clean, hard racing all night. These guys definitely put their homework in this week and came out here and put on a great show. There are some good drivers in this league, and if you watched last week was that was not typical of the racing I think you're going to see here. I think tonight is more along par of what you're going to see going in the future. So make sure you check back in with us because I think these guys are going to continue to put on a good show.
All right, we got this finish here. We'll go through the last lap. This is coming to the white flag. They were side by side, and we saw Trey Kirk get up into the, like you said, kind of the marbles.
Yeah.
And because they were side by side, you saw that 74 had a lot better tires. It cost the 74 right here as he gets loose, and that's I think that's what cost him the race right there.
Yeah, and I thought Trey Kirk had made contact there, but from that view, he did not.
Turn forward, hit Trey Kirk hits the wall, Brielle, and then let's go back and see what Cody Pinnell was talking about. Let's watch behind these guys. Let's watch Cody Pinnell. Oh, there he goes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think he could have gotten to him anyways, but it was.
No, he was definitely wheeling it, giving it a shot.
It was a good try.
Hey, if those guys head for the grass, he might have had a good shot at it, but they kept it straight going down to the start finish line. What a finish!
Yeah, absolutely. So
have I said that? What a finish!
We'll put your final results up there for a sec for you guys to look at. We have 11
Ryan
cars.
Pinnell from 15th up to 5th.
Yep.
Good run from him.
11 cars finished on the lead lap here tonight, with Jonathan Hohenbrink being that 11th place finisher. Tom Sears, tough race for him. He was. I mean, we saw him on old tires. We saw him battle back. We saw him when he got on the same tires. I think he was up to 7th or 8th, but he ends up 17th, 49 laps down.
Yeah, that was a case of bad luck there because he was running hard and he had some good speed. Just a victim of circumstance. Donald Ray as well.
Yeah, that was a tough finish for him.
Alex Zimkowski. I know it's 15th place finish, but 10 laps down with half a race car. Now, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, he stuck through it, so I'll give him credit for that. And speaking of what we were talking about earlier, Trey Kirk takes the points lead over Cody Pinnell heading into Talladega. And, well, you know, and pretty much everybody knows, Talladega is a wild card. So
yeah,
you can go in leading at Talladega and then come out 6th in points somehow. I mean, not literally, but just, I mean, it's what it feels like just because so much can happen. And hopefully we're able to broadcast that, but if we're not able to, hopefully we'll have a replacement. But, you know, we before we head out of here, I just want to talk real quick about, you know, tonight we talk about, you know, these finishes to the end of the stage. You get 5 points if you're the leader. Maybe a little bit less racing going on to the end of the stages here, but at Talladega, we're going to have a whole crap ton of racing coming to the end of each stage.
Yeah,
because
every lap.
Yeah, I mean every lap, yeah. But if you can get 5 extra bonus points to win the stage, it's going to be crazy racing to the end of each stage, and I think we're going to need to give them a couple more quicker pairs.
Yeah, because you can get stage racing on a track like this. You get a little spread out, and you're at a point where you go, okay, I'm not going to win this. I'll just, I'll take the second on this stage. It's not as important right now. But when you're at Talladega and you're right there next to the leader, right behind the leader, you got the top 10. Anybody on the top 10, the guy leading could be 15th when we come back around to the start finish line.
Right.
So, yeah, like you said, that's going to be some exciting stage racing there.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in for that next Monday night at Talladega Super Speedway. Great race here tonight. Congratulations to Trey Kirk. Thank you guys for joining us here tonight. It's been Zach and Sam Wetstein from the booth here in Rebels Racing Network from Richmond Raceway. Have a good night.